The first major blockbuster of the NBA offseason has officially happened, and it is Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks. Now, excuse me for reading off the direct tweet from Woj, but it was a late-night Woj bomb. The Brooklyn Nets have agreed in principle on a trade to send forward Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks for Bojan Bogdanovic, 4 unprotected first-round picks, a protected first-round pick via the Bucks, an unprotected pick swap, and a second-rounder. An all-time package for Mikal Bridges, which, as we just talked about, completes the Nova Knicks. They are finally back together. This Knicks team is going for it right now. So yes, an absolute blockbuster to kind of kick this one off right now. I want to go over some things real quickly. We'll talk more about the trade in just a few minutes once we do get into the video and the all-time price that New York paid in a deal with Brooklyn to land Mikal Bridges. Just absolutely insane. First and foremost, I don't know when you're seeing this video. I know you are seeing it on Wednesday. I have no idea what time. There is going to be a double upload today because I am now recording this about 15 minutes after the trade is done. I did not plan for this, obviously. This is just a late night, spur of the moment thing, and I am just absolutely mind blown. You know, we all kind of maybe thought there was a little remote possibility that, you know, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and Donte DiVincenzo were going to try to find a way to get Mikal Bridges to the Knicks. They did, an absolute blockbuster, and today we have that Knicks rebuild. Let's get into it. Well, I'm kicking off this recording right now. You can obviously see on your screen that Mikal Bridges is now here on the Knicks. I made the trade. I put it through, all that stuff. I just want to let you guys know when I am recording this, we do not know exactly which picks are in the deal. I just basically moved every single first-round pick I had access to in that one trade. So just so that's clear. By the time you see this, it's probably announced. I don't know it right now. I don't want to get the video out. So Mikal Bridges is officially a New York Knick. We all thought there was a possibility maybe Brooklyn moves on from him this offseason. I don't think anybody thought it was any bit realistic that he would end up in New York. But here he is. Here he is, and the Nova Knicks are officially together. Mikal Bridges, it seemed like he requested a trade directly to the Knicks. That's what I've seen on Twitter, at least. And this is an absolute haul, right? It's basically 6 first-round picks. I know there's some protections probably on some things, some swaps, all that stuff, but this is insane. This is such a hefty price to pay, and I credit for New York for going all in. We know how good this team was this season. My question, and there's definitely going to be a lot for the Knicks still ahead of them this offseason, is what happens to OG Anunoby? What happens to Isaiah Hartenstein? Are they officially out of the mix for both those guys? I know it's not maybe technically 100% over, but I believe it probably takes them out of the OG Anunoby sweepstakes. Not exactly sure what we're going to do here today because it's 2K, but I'm shocked. I am absolutely shocked right now. I legitimately, not even 15 minutes ago, was laying in my bed, in my drawers, and all of a sudden phone vibrates. Big ass NBA trade. Oh man, there's nothing like the NBA offseason. There's really not. Let's get into this rebuild a little bit. I guess we'll have a quick conversation about this Knicks roster that obviously just had a fantastic season, one of the best New York Knicks season in a very, very long time. Jalen Brunson was an MVP candidate, All-NBA second-team player, and he is somebody that we're obviously building around here today and is hopefully going to lead us to the promised land with a championship by the end of this video. We got Deuce McBride, who seems like he's now maybe on the best contract in the history of sports. I mean, he is under contract for 3 years and $13 million total, and he is a really, really solid backup point guard option. Shake Milton probably won't be much for us here today. Donte DiVincenzo is certainly somebody that has emerged into a really nice role with the New York Knicks. You know, not a star player or anything like that. Really good three-point shooter and a really funny shit talker, actually. Alec Burks, veteran piece, entering free agency. We'll see what we want to do there. Obviously, the man of the hour, Mikal Bridges. He is somebody that I think fits with a team that's trying to win. Right, he was never going to be, a long-term build-around piece for a team like the Brooklyn Nets, who are obviously not very good right now, and they are not in win-now mode. And I commend them for, getting an absolute haul back. They also just got their 2025 first-round pick back in a deal with the Houston Rockets. But it is now Mikal Bridges here in New York. I don't know what's going to happen to OG Anunoby. It seems like the contract extension talks between him and the Knicks were not really going very well. So maybe he takes his talents elsewhere. I believe it's technically still possible for the New York Knicks to bring him back. I just think it makes a lot of things very, very challenging because I believe, anyways, with the addition of Mikal Bridges, that the New York Knicks are now officially a first-team apron, whatever the fuck it is, first apron tax, whatever the hell it is, meaning it just makes everything else a million times more complicated. We're going to figure it out. It is 2K at the end of the day. Julius Randle, Josh Hart, Precious Achiuwa, All certainly serviceable rotation pieces. Josh Hart was absolutely fantastic in the absence of Julius Randle in the center spot. A couple questions here as well. Mitchell Robinson is certainly somebody who's had his name talked about in some trade rumors. Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be entering unrestricted free agency. I'm sure they want to get him back because he was absolutely fantastic. And then Jericho Sims, certainly a decent depth piece here. So I'm still just like at such a loss for words. Like, we've obviously all seen, the big blockbuster trades in the NBA, but this one just felt different. It never felt like something that was actually going to be possible. I'm sure many people were hoping it was going to be true, and obviously it is now, but I'm still just so shocked. I'm so shocked. Thibs obviously going to be staying here as our head coach. We're going to skip up to the NBA draft now. Now, they do have 2 first-round picks here. I think it's 24 and 25. I moved 24 to Brooklyn in the deal. I don't know if that pick's actually going in there. I don't know. I legitimately have no idea what draft picks are in there now. So we still have the 25th overall pick along with 2 second-round picks. I'm going to use actually one of the seconds, then I'm going to pass on the other future seconds. So this is what I'm left with in terms of assets. I have my 2026. Now I know obviously that the Knicks in real life can actually trade years and years of picks. I only have access up to 2028. So kind of made do with what I had. It is what it is. Let's move on from these second-round picks here, and then now we're going to make our 2 selections. One in the first round. Again, I do not know exactly what picks were in the deal. Oh, my God, Zach Edey's sitting here. Filipowski's sitting here as well. He's not a guy I really draft. I actually might take him out of Duke. I know Edey's sitting here, and maybe that's the better pick, but I get Zach Edey a lot. So Filipowski's going to be my pick. It kind of fits. You got Duke, Villanova, kind of funny. Oh my God, he's still sitting here in round 2. Ryan Dunn is like one of the best defensive prospects I've ever seen out of Virginia, so I'm actually going to take Ryan Dunn. Maybe some of you will get mad at me for not drafting Edey. So 74 and 72 overall, respectively. OG Anunoby does decline his player option. He's actually already done that. I wish they would fix the order of these things, right? A lot of guys' player or team options dates are like the deadlines. They're before the draft and all that stuff. Just come on, 2K. Jericho Sims will be coming back. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with OG Anunoby. The realistic part of me is saying, he's gone, right? I mean, it seems like it's going to be the reality of the way these things work. He's asking for a metric fuck ton of money. Mikal Bridges obviously making less. Whether you prefer Bridges or Anunoby, that's not a conversation we're having right now. But it doesn't feel like there's room for both of them, right? And as I say that, they'll probably just re-sign him anyways. So Hartenstein feels like more of a priority right now, so I'm going to focus my time on re-signing him. He's only asking for about $13, $14 million here, which is probably a lot less than he's actually going to get. So some of you might get mad at me for it. I'm going to let OG Anunoby walk. I don't think they're going to bring him back. That's just like kind of what my gut is telling me, kind of like what I'm seeing on Twitter right now. I know that's not necessarily, the most realistic or the most reliable platform, but I'm going to let him go. It just seems like it's probably the right thing. And then Preston Chu is somebody I'd like to bring back as well. All right, so OG Anunoby, I don't know, maybe he'll go to the Thunder as he does in every single one of these rebuilds. Alec Burks we'd like to replace, maybe get a little bit younger there. I'm at a loss for words, man. This was such a fun New York team, and I thought OG Anunoby was obviously a really important piece of this team, and then obviously had some injuries, but they went for it, man. They went for it. Mikal Bridges is now here. We have some trades. I also want to emphasize this is not a realistic rebuild. I'm just putting that out there. If this is one of your first times watching my videos, this is not a realistic rebuild. All right, cool. We're making a deal here with the Sacramento Kings. Moving on from Mitchell Robinson. Picking up Kevin Huerter. Right now, our only backup shooting guard is Ryan Dunn. And although I think he is going to be a talented NBA player, at least for year one, I'd like somebody maybe just a little bit more reliable. So Kevin Huerter, a deal with the Sacramento Kings, also going to net us an unprotected first in 2026. Obviously, the first round draft picks in terms of the asset chest are very limited after the Bridges deal, so adding another one of those is certainly not going to hurt us. The Detroit Pistons are going to give us a 2027 first-round pick for Shake Milton. Ultimately, we have Jalen Brunson and Deuce McBride ahead of him. He's 27 years old on an expiring deal. He was never really going to play here anyway. So Shake Milton going back. Actually, he was a Piston, right? Was he a Piston? I don't know. So this is the way the team's looking right now. Bridges is obviously starting. I just moved Josh Hart to the 3 because we brought back Achua to back up Randall. And then Filipowski's actually going to play behind Hartenstein. That's kind of my big plan right now. Also, I will let you know, I also just saw a report on Twitter that just because they traded for Bridges, saying they might still bring back OG. Look, I don't fucking know. I really don't. It's going to be very hard to do literally anything with this team if they do pay, OG Anunoby $40+ million a year. So he's a fantastic player. I think they should do everything in their power to bring him back. I just think somebody's probably going to outbid them. And then the 76ers want to give me a first for Jericho Sims. So this is where we're at right now. We have a 10-man rotation. It's probably going to be 1 year of Ryan Dunn in the G League. And then the backup to Hartenstein is going to be Filipowski. So this is the team, obviously. You know, it would be even better with OG Anunoby, and some Knicks fans may still kill me, which I totally get. But I'll see you guys at the start of year one. Here at the start of year number one with the new look Nova Knicks. This is a team that is obviously extremely, extremely talented, and this is a group that was a 2 seed last year. Obviously, there are some changes now, but this is still a team that is going to be competing in the Eastern Conference. It is Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, Mikal Bridges, Julius Randle, and Isaiah Hartenstein. Bench unit, Josh Hart going to remain as our 6th man. You got Preston Achiuwa, who we brought back here as a backup power forward, Deuce McBride. You got Kevin Huerter, who we brought in a deal with the Sacramento Kings, and then Kyle Filipowski, who is going to be my backup center. Also, I forgot to send Ryan Dunn down to the G League. Let me do that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say at this point. I am impressed. You know, I always really love when teams are like close, right? Like the Knicks ultimately were probably never going to beat the Celtics in a 7-game playoff series. Maybe Mikal Bridges puts them over that edge. Maybe they can beat the Celtics now. I respect the hell out of it when owners and teams and general managers, front offices, all that stuff are fully committed to winning. They understand how good of a team they have. They really do put their best foot forward. I also understand they gave up a shit ton of draft picks to get Mikal Bridges, and it is going to be a risk. You know, the Brooklyn Nets have been on the wrong side of one of the biggest overpays in NBA history with the Celtics that obviously let them get Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I'm not saying this is going to be the same. I'm just saying it's always a little bit of buyer beware when you do give up treasure trove of assets like the Knicks just did. But huge credit to them for going for it. It's huge, even more credit if they're still able to bring back OG Anunoby as well. This team's insane. I'll see you guys at the end of year number one. Fantastic first season for us here in New York. We go 62-20. Nikola Jokic wins another MVP award. I just thought it was funny as I was simulating through the regular season and aimlessly scrolling through Twitter. Another Woj tweet dropped. This one was not necessarily a Woj bomb, and I'm sure you've all seen this at this point that you're seeing this video. The Knicks are still determined to keep OG Anunoby in free agency, sources tell ESPN, but the ability to re-sign center Isaiah Hartenstein becomes more difficult now, yada, 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 something about them wanting to compete with the Celtics. Okay, obviously I took the wrong approach here. I went after Hartenstein instead of Anunoby. It is what it is. That tweet also isn't necessarily meaning that they're 100% going to get OG, right? I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that probably are interested in his services. I think the Philadelphia 76ers are a possibility. I'm just saying, I get it. My bad for not bringing back OG. I'm sure Knicks fans want to kill me. Jokic, Alex Sarr, Rookie of the Year. Amen Thompson's your 6th man. Wemby, D-Poy, TJD, Most Improved. Trae Young, Clutch Player of the Year, and Thibs, head coach of your New York Knicks, 62-20. So I'm assuming we're the 1 seed here in the East. I think that's a safe bet. We are. We're 4 games up on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Here is a look at the Western Conference. We had the best record in all of basketball. Here are the numbers across the board. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, Mikal Bridges, DiVincenzo, Achiuwa, Huerter, Hartenstein, Hart, McBride, and Filipowski. Rebounds led by Hartenstein, and assists is Brunson. So, yeah, sorry, Knicks fans. I'm sure you're pissed at me still for not bringing back OG. All right, let's get into it. It is the Orlando Magic, young up-and-coming team. Gary Trent Jr. added Jalen Duren to this group. Not really sure how they got him, but they did. So here goes nothing in a first-round matchup with Orlando. I think we're clearly the better team. I'm not really too... Okay, maybe I'm a little worried. Come on, let's just close them out. Thank you. All right, Philadelphia 76ers here. It's funny, you know, you got the Nova Knicks going to Philadelphia. Maxey, Trey Mann, Grayson Allen, Miles Bridges. Okay, interesting. Miles Bridges and Kevin Porter Jr. on a team is not necessarily a team I would call a, you know, higher standard morality group, but it is a talented one at that. So let's go here to the Eastern Conference semifinals. We are up 3-1 against Philadelphia, make it 3-2, we win in 6. Now the Eastern Conference Finals, us in the Cleveland Cavaliers, always somehow end up with Nikola Vucevic. I don't get it. Obviously, 2K is a very big fan of the Cavs. They are a talented team, and they're just kicking the living shit out of us right now. They sweep us. All right. Nuggets and Cavs in the finals, and I don't know. Look, Cavs are good. I guess bright future, whatever you want to call it. Donovan Mitchell's fantastic. There's no way they're as good as 2K thinks they are. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a hater. LeBron's a Piston? All right. Let's get into offseason number 2 here. Obviously, offseason number 1, we didn't, have a lot of moves that we were really able to do. So let's sim through the lottery. It is the Spurs, Rockets, Spurs, Nets. Okay. back to staff signing. All right, Thibs obviously just won Coach of the Year. We're good with that. Our next step is to make, improvements that are hopefully going to take us. Oh, okay. I was like, holy shit. Improvements that are hopefully going to take us to the next level, get to the NBA Finals, then hopefully win a championship. So, moving on from these 2 seconds, I'll draft somebody at 31. I'm not exactly sure if they're going to play for us or not, but there are certainly some talent here. Let's see. Nolan Traore is sitting here. Looks like he's the highest ranked prospect. I'll take him. Not saying he's going to play, but he is sitting there. He's a 72 overall. We will sign him. Brunson going to decline. Randall declines. Then we'll bring back Ryan Dunn. So right now, my priority number 1 is to bring back Jalen Brunson. Priority number 2 is to obviously bring back Julius Randle. So 6 offers here. Only 1 real offer. That's from the Houston Rockets. Certainly for a lot of money, but we're just going to pay Jalen Brunson and not really worry about it. And that's not a real contract. All right, we got both of our all-star talents back, Sims and Shake Milton. We have some trade exceptions with. I do think I want to make one more trade to try to put this team just a little bit more over the edge. We're hitting up the Denver Nuggets and seeing if they would maybe trade me Michael Porter Jr. I had a big goal when I kicked off this video. I wanted to keep all 4 of the kind of Nova Knicks intact. I want to win a championship with them because I think it would be really cool. However, that doesn't stop me from making upgrades on this team. I have to be responsible in that aspect. I can't just kind of hope and pray it's all going to work out. So, Michael Porter Jr. would be an upgrade at the small forward spot. We just moved Mikal Bridges to the 2. It's not overly complicated. All of these players are in this deal for a couple different reasons. First and foremost, it's to make the money work. Second of all, Achua's here to make the money work. Dunn's here because he's an expiring deal, and obviously we're still going to have DiVincenzo coming off the bench now. Traore wasn't going to play, and then Kevin Huerter, kind of the odd man out as well. So the good thing here is that we still have some draft picks we can include. It takes 1 more first, and just like that, we add Michael Porter Jr. to this team. So Mikal Bridges, he's going to go down 1 overall, but he's just going to take over the starting shooting guard spot. Really doesn't matter too much. And this is a team that is really, really fucking good. Right now, my goal is to find a backup power forward, a guy like Santi Aldama. Honestly, pretty good option right there. Welcome to New York. Last season, we made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, then got our teeth kicked in by the Cleveland Cavaliers in a 4-game sweep. We decided this team was ultimately good, just not quite great. We made a big move, adding Michael Porter Jr. to this team, and this is a group that has just a ton of talent. This is a team that is ready to win, and they are ready to win now. It is Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, who looks like went down another overall. Just God bless 2K. Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein. Again, my apologies, Knicks fans, for letting OG go and re-signing Hartenstein. It's probably the opposite of what's actually going to happen. Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Miles Deuce McBride, Santi Aldama, and Kyle Filipowski. This is an insanely talented team. I expect to be, in the mix for best team in the league once again, and hopefully a longer playoff run this time. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. We have the same exact record as last season at 62-20, but honestly, I'm never going to complain about, being a 60-plus win team as long as we do better in the playoffs. Luka Doncic, first career MVP. Dylan Harper, your Rookie of the Year. He is in Brooklyn. Amen Thompson, 6th man. Wemby, your depoy. Nikola Topic, most improved. Zion Williamson, Clutch Player of the Year. And Thibs, 2nd straight Coach of the Year. All right, let's get into it a little bit. We are 11 games up on the Charlotte Hornets for the 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. In the Oklahoma City Thunder, God, I don't want to see those fucking demons take the 1 seed in the West. Here are the numbers all across the board. Big 3, kind of as you expected. Michael Porter Jr. emerging nicely as our 4th option. DiVincenzo, Hartenstein, Hart, McBride, Filipowski, Aldama. Rebounds led by Hartenstein, and assists was Jalen Brunson. All right, first round of the playoffs. Us and the Pistons. Young, up-and-coming group. Added Jalen Suggs. Not really sure how he fits into the equation, but he is certainly a very, very talented basketball player. We are currently up 2-1 on Detroit. We go up 3-1. Okay. Thank you. Moving on to these semis. The team that destroyed us in the East Final last year no longer has their best player, but they are still a talented group. They still kind of scare me just because I know how much 2K loves them, but not nearly as much without Donovan Mitchell. Little revenge. All right, East Finals. Us and the 2-seed Hornets, who... Yeah, I'm not really sure what to think about this. It's LaMelo Ball, and wow, that went 6. Okay. It is us and the Denver Nuggets here in the NBA Finals. This is a team that has been here before, obviously won it all. No longer have KCP, got Strother in there. We obviously have Michael Porter Jr., but they're still very good. They are very good. They have the best player in the series, and it's going to be a challenge. We split the first 2 at home, lose 3, win 4, go up 3-2, and as we head to Denver here for a potential closeout Game 6, we got to come out hot. We did not do that, and oh my God, they're just running away with it. Oh, hang on a damn minute. Hang on a damn minute. I'll see you in there. 3-point lead with 3 minutes to go. This one is certainly a little nerve-wracking because if this is your first time watching my videos, you'll understand this quickly. I am not a good 2K player. I'm a pretty decent rebuilder. I am just not very good at 2K. It's a horrible shot. Okay. I'm not good at this game. I am absolutely not good. Come on, fucking timeouts. I'm going to do my best to try to focus on the gameplay while also trying to talk about this trade a little bit more, because this came as a shock. It never really felt like, the Knicks, although it's a super fun story to, see the Nova Knicks together, it just never felt like they were in any point a realistic destination for Mikal Bridges, right? I mean, it was a player that a lot of people a lot of people wanted to see get moved just because the Brooklyn Nets are kind of, I'm not even going to call it no man's land. They're just in hell. And a lot of people wanted to see him moved, and I think it made sense for the Brooklyn Nets to move him. I've been asking for that for a while, to see him play with a contending team that can hopefully, he can be that final piece that puts them over the hump. So I'm not really sure, because if they do bring back OG Anunoby and they don't bring back Hartenstein, which it seems more and more likely, even though that's not what I did here. And again, my apologies. I'm sure I'm still going to get some shit for it. What is that starting five? Do you move Dante to the bench? Is it Brunson, Bridges, OG, Randall, and then Hartenstein? Or not Hartenstein, and then Robinson? I don't know, because you still hear Mitchell Robinson's name in some trade rumors. So, I'm just not really sure what it's going to be. I'm sure there's still another move coming up. I know for a minute they had interest in Paul George. Obviously, that is now off the table, but it's just crazy. Nobody does it like the NBA in terms of drama. It is absolutely insane. I really do credit the Knicks. I give them a ton of credit because, I discussed this a little bit earlier, but there are just so many teams that, have a fantastic season, like almost a breakout year like the Knicks did this year, and then they just get complacent, right? They just assume, hey, we'll be back, we'll take another improvement. We were obviously super injured, and they don't really make any big changes. And Mikal Bridges is certainly a very, very nice upgrade. I think the chemistry of this team was already really solid, but I think it's going to be even stronger next season. And I'm super pumped to watch it, man. The drama of an NBA offseason cannot be beat. Whether or not, your favorite sports, basketball, or it's football, baseball, whatever the hell it is, you have to admit the drama of an NBA offseason is unlike no other. It's just every single year we see a big name, at least one, the majority of the time, at least like 3 or 4, end up getting moved. It's so exciting. It's my favorite league in the world, and I'm happy we're getting the Knicks a championship here today. So I apologize, OG Anunoby's not here. Again, I'll just say it one more time. Nikola Jokic going to put in that work against Hartenstein. Good defense, Isaiah. All right, one more offensive possession here. Stop on a dime, JB. Nope, corner. That's not what I'm looking. God, you passed way too late. That's a horrible shot. All right, good night. Championship in year 2. Always very fun. Jalen Brunson, your finals MVP. He was damn near 50, 40, 90. He was just a couple points off on the free throw. So, yeah, championships in the second season are always great. Well, my God, KD and Steph Curry, and Clay. Wow, all calling it a career. Damn. We have some work to, not really, but we have some decisions to make maybe, but nothing really too crazy. The majority of this core is going to be brought back. So, staff signing time, we're obviously good with Thibs. He's just a coaching free agent, so we need to go out and find him. Thank you. This game makes it so challenging. Let's pay Thibs and bring him back. We will now head up to the NBA draft. I'm damn near 99% sure we won't have... Oh, my God, we still have a first-round pick. I'm just going to trade it. We drafted guys in the previous 2 years' drafts, and it really hasn't been, Filipowski was nice, but there's really no point in doing it in year 3. Okay, free agency. Do we have any big names? Oh, yeah, no, this guy, this is the video for him. Oh, my God, John Wall was on this team? We got John Wall ring? That's awesome. All right, Mikal Bridges is obviously coming back on a relatively cheap contract for what I was kind of expecting. Do I make any other changes? Maybe I try to upgrade Santi Aldama. I don't know. I'm just looking shits and giggles. Small forwards, power forwards, making 10 mil, because I can always move Josh Hart back to the 4 if I have to. Making like 10 million a year. Let's just see. Anybody here? Whitmore? No. Kind of like Jarris Walker, I think would actually be... I think I'd take him over Aldama. All right. We don't have a lot of draft picks left, but whatever I do have here, okay, cool. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. Last year we won a championship. That was absolutely great. However, we have turned the page to year 3, the final regular season, and we are hoping to have another strong campaign throughout the first 82, and then hopefully win another championship. It is Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein, Ben's Unit, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Jarris Walker is a very welcomed addition, Deuce McBride, and then Kyle Filipowski. This team is a fucking god squad. I'll see you guys at the end of the final regular season. Our best regular season record yet, it's 64-18. It's a 2-game improvement from the first and second season. It doesn't matter. We're not playing for regular season at this point. SGA first career MVP, LZ Harrington, Jaden Hardy, Wemby, Andrew Nemhard, Anthony Edwards, Tom Thibodeau. Okay. It is time for the final playoff run. First one was not great. Second one was as good as it gets. 17 games up on the fucking Hornets. And the Thunder were actually tied with us. I have a feeling we may see them in the NBA Finals. Here are the numbers all across the board. Feel free to pause at any point if you would like. Rebounds per game was Hartenstein, and assists was Jalen Brunson. All right, first round, it is us and the Miami Heat. I'm excited to see what this team does this offseason, right? It feels like the Miami Heat have been, waiting for a big kind of trade to happen within the past couple off seasons. It is not. I don't know if Pat Riley is asleep at the wheel, but I think it's time to move on from Tyler Hero. I think a lot of Heat fans would probably agree with me on that. This team doesn't move me. We sweep them. All right, Cleveland here. They are now playing 6'1" Darius Garland at the 2 guard. There are decisions. That is not a good one. Let's go game by game just because 2K does love this team, so you never know. Okay, it's over. And they do win game 4, but we win in 5. All right, East Finals. Us and the Charlotte Hornets again. Oh my God, this is a crazy big 3. All right, this team scares me a little more now. I am not going to front. I do think they could be okay, maybe not. I don't really know. Oh, thank you. All right, NBA Finals. Surprise, surprise. It is us and the Oklahoma City Thunder. SGA, Dirk, Patel, OG Anunoby. I literally called it. I was like, OG Anunoby is going to leave and sign with the Thunder. It is the least surprising thing I have seen all day. All right, we are losing the first. Oh my God. Yep, find you somebody that loves the Thunder or says, I can't fucking speak. You understand what I'm saying. Find yourself somebody that loves you as much as 2K loves the Thunder. All right, I know this video, I don't know if it's been long. I don't know if it's been short. I rambled for a long time, so it's probably pretty long. I am still, trying to process it almost. I wanted to get the rebuild out today, or tomorrow, you're seeing it. I'm shocked. I really am, right? I mean, Mikal Bridges, from what I've seen anyways, it seemed like he wanted to be a Knick, and that makes sense. I completely get it. He wants to play with his college guys, the 2016 Villanova team. From that, I understand it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Guys want to, play together all the time. I will say, I really do think it is a lot to give up. I mean, obviously, if this team does win a championship, which is certainly feasible, it doesn't really matter what you gave up, but I'm just saying, we look at some of these big blockbuster trades all the time, whether it's, a James Harden or a Kevin Durant or whoever it is. Shit ton of draft picks go back in the deal. And although they might not seem consequential right now, those unprotected picks in 2029 and 2031 can end up being really valuable. So I'm just saying, you got to be kind of careful with these things, but as of now, I am happy. Or not. I mean, I don't give a shit. I don't have a dog in the fight, but I give credit to both teams, right? They made the most out of the situation. I think both teams are probably pretty happy with it, and I'm very, very excited because this is only the first step into what is likely going to be a very fun NBA offseason. So, yes, the Brooklyn version of this is going to come. It'll probably be Friday, maybe if not next week, but insane. Very pumped for the NBA offseason. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I did. All right, let me know your thoughts down below. That's it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.